Okay, so I'm now at a drainage culvert that goes underneath the road. See this culvert here? You see the end of the tunnel? There's some light at the end of the tunnel. Well, there's 4 of these little tunnels, and they look like natural sluice boxes. Now, it's dry right now. It's unfortunate I wasn't here last night when it was raining, because then this would have been perfect. I don't have any, well, I don't really have any dry mining, but look at all this sand, and it looks kind of concentrated the way it's in the middle here. I picked up some of this sand, and I don't see any gold color per se in it. I wish I had a fluorescent light with me, but look at that. There's some yellow right. Well, maybe I'm just wishful thinking right now. Gold would be brilliant yellow, but I don't know. This looks interesting. I mean, this whole 4 culvert and this little edge here, this concrete, that's where the gold normally would deposit, right here at the edge. And it's last night this was a raging river, and there's a lot of erosion going on. I don't see any gold per se, but you can't see gold. Gold is something that sometimes the gold dust is so minute you would only see it after you put it through your sluice box and then pan it. Look at that. Another culvert, and again, look at all this rock. So the water, I mean, you can tell which culverts have water. This one has either very little water, or this one got a lot of water and it washed out the whole culvert. But you can see, walking in here, hope there's no coyotes or bums in here, but we'll walk in here a little bit. This is interesting. Let's hope there's no flash flood. No, there's no rain going on, so it would not be a flash flood. So here's you got the road runoff come through here. Or maybe some coyotes. It'd be kind of terrible if there was a coyote in there. Anyway, you can see up here, this is a good mining area. See, and the tunnel is getting a lot narrower because the ground is more cluttered with dirt, so I have to lean over more. But anyway, that's where the water would come in. We're not going to go all the way out there. But this is a good indication that there was a lot of water in this tunnel. And you can see that water from the road actually helped clear this tunnel. So all these trails, these little tiny trails, this is the heavy stuff. The heavy stuff, either uranium or gold or heavier stuff that the water couldn't wash out. So actually the heavier trails, this stuff is what would be best sluiced, because this is the heavy stuff. The heavy stuff got caught here. So this is a natural sluice box. So what I need to mine that right now is a dustpan. I need a bucket. I don't have my bucket with me at the moment. But anyway, this is outside. You can see all the erosion that happened. So this side is the deeper channel. So I would assume more water came through this tunnel than the rest of the tunnels. This tunnel here looks like it came eroded here, which is a good sign. So that means that the water concentrated down this tunnel. So again, gold dust would settle on the periphery, so it really wouldn't matter. If the gold nuggets would be in the deepest part of the channel. So this is a potential for me to come back to. I mean, I see a lot of sand, gravel, and mud, which is not good. Gravel is good, but sand and mud is not. And you can look at the bank. Obviously, this is all, I wouldn't call it necessarily man-made, but this was put here by dump trucks. Look at this big piece of concrete to keep the, this is called a gulch. A gulch is where water has carved, but there's no flowing water at the moment. So this though was a makeshift, at one point, boat ramp. So trucks still drive down this gulch to the river, and we're just above the Las Vegas Wash. So look at the you can see the erosions here. I'm looking for the Roadrunner and the Coyote here. There's a lot of people on bicyclists passing me by. Again, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's beautiful out. In fact, to mine in this area between 5 in the morning and maybe up till about 10 o'clock is going to be perfect, because it's only about 80 degrees. It's not that hot, surprisingly, out here in the desert. And the problem is, when I say out in the desert, there's home communities everywhere. It's, to see a facade like that still natural, that's rare. Most places you look in that direction, there's power lines and there's home communities everywhere. So yeah, there's some kind of a water, looks like a makeshift porta potty or something. A porta potty with cell service. So there's modern conveniences out here in the desert. So anyway, that's looking to the west, looking upstream at the Las Vegas Wash. And then that's Las Vegas Wash, and then we're crossing over some basalt rocks. That came from a volcano. That's lava rocks. And then that's down where I was just at, the dam down there. So this would be a target for me to come back. I noticed, though, in the river, this looks like... Wow, this is sulfur. That is a rare find. There is quartz in this area. And I'm thinking it's coming from that volcano, and I'm thinking it's coming from this gulch. So yeah, I'm looking for that mother lode. Where's the source of the gold? But there's no gold down here. But maybe there's rhodium. I doubt it. The rhodium would be white rock like this, but this looks more like quartz. Let's see. There's a lot of... It's too light. Too light. And rhodium would be metallic looking, so it almost looks like it's like a heavy... And it's also slightly... It's not really pliable, but usually when you find it, it's in like weird spiral shapes, because it was extruded or intruded or whatever into rock under high pressure, usually 20 miles deep in the Earth's crust. So this is the shoreline. Look at all that mud and muck in there. So it looks like to really... And I've noticed one thing. See these roots? Look how long they are. I mean, that's how these weeds get their water. They just patrol the coast looking for water. This one, look at it, I just missed it. Well, I guess at high tide it would find it. High tide, when there's a lot of rain in this area. Look out, there's actually a man-made jetty to divert the water onto this bank. I guess they want less erosion on that bank. And there is like a little rock island in the middle here, but the water's flowing at a good 3 knots. It would be treacherous getting out there. There was so much rocks around, I can imagine, and there's a lot of muck in here. It almost looks like this is toilet runoff from Las Vegas, which is pretty disturbing. But this river does have a kind of like a gnarly smell to it. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing any wet mining here in Las Vegas, unless I could find a tributary that doesn't smell as bad as here. So we're still working our way upstream, so we'll see. But right now it's well over almost 200 yards wide, this Las Vegas Wash. And you see weird stuff too on the banks, like something washed downstream. You always wonder if that's like a suitcase full of money or something. A drug bust gone wrong. A mule coming up from Mexico got lost and got caught in the wash, and that survived. He's gone. So anyway, here's a better view of the dam we were just at. All right, working my way upstream.